Hello, everybody, and welcome to a duo-casted game. On the north side of the map, we have Zen playing as Ra.
And on the south side of the map, we have CountVonCount playing as Odin. Count going to be participating in the Underworld Showdown this Sunday coming up, so we wanted to cast one of his games, see what he's working with, and he is playing as Odin here, a god that I know he's been playing a lot of, so we'll have to see if we see some early aggression out, how he's going to play this, look for a delayed age up or that quick Valkyrie rush, and I'm excited for this matchup.
Definitely, and knowing CountVonCount, he is one of the old school AOM players, and you know, he's a general leading his men into battle in the Underworld Showdown. So that's going to be an interesting storyline to see how far the general can go and take it all, if he can lead his men into glory against Keen.
Are you trying to put in some names for players here? I forget the term for it, but you made me think with the general. I think of League of Legends with Umpty being the general right now. I feel like we do want to have some of those names for the players in the tournament.
Oh yeah. I mean, hell, I would love to see Count adapt like general as a nickname for AOM. It'd be great. I think players could create some unique storylines, you know, with their history from the previous version of the game and now.
Yeah, and we can do it anyway. So unless you specifically don't want us to call you the general, I think we're probably calling you that now. So let us know. So,
you're the general.
Let's check out the map here. We've got Tower of Cestus. So that's pretty nice there, especially if the Raw player is able to get that. Cavalry hit points again. So we just cast a game with that where it made a huge impact. Heroes regenerate while fighting. I actually think that one's quite nice. I don't know what you think about that, Jay. But the last one, really quick. Myth units use special attack more often. I don't think super impactful in this matchup necessarily. So I really think it's the cavalry one.
Yeah, the cavalry one in the last game, if you end up watching that match between Ulysses and Magic, made a pretty big impact on how Ulysses decided to play that game. So I'm curious to see if one of them pick it up, how they might adjust their gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see pretty standard stuff so far from this opening. We did see Count go for a couple gatherers on gold just to get more dwarfs out early into the game. So he's got 2 out at this point. We do see the temple going up. I'll be interested to see if he goes through anything other than Freya, because I don't expect it. I feel like you have to go through Freya.
Yeah, on the Egyptian side up north, we see that temple is already coming up. He does seem to be not nope, they're back onto gold. There you go. What we expect, he's going to be putting on his pharaoh to the gold, being able to get that going. The rest of the villagers up north on the food.
Yeah, and I think we probably expect Ta on Zen's side, but I guess we'll have to see. That seems to be the flavor of, in AOM, I have to say, flavor of the week also. I feel like this changes so drastically week to week. I love that they're patching this game very often, because I remember just a week ago when Ra was the worst god in the game. And I'm thinking that coming into Underworld Showdown, Ra is going to be one of the best gods in the game. That's my hot take. I think he's going to be up there among the Thors, you know, among the Poseidons. It's going to be one of those really strong gods.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the change, and I actually quite like it, like you mentioned, that we're seeing players still figure out what works best and what doesn't as these small mini patches and bigger patches come through. So it's an ever-changing meta, and it's great to see that players are responding quickly to these things and learning what works and what doesn't.
Oh, and interesting, we see Bast coming through, actually. So we are going to have the Sphinx coming out. We'll have to see if we get impact from the Sphinx. I think the big thing here is looking to get Sacred Cats. Just a fantastic tech, really powerful. So looking at bonus supply rate or gathering rate for your different resources. Plus we can combo that with Rain. I have been seeing a lot of Rain recast ability recently, and we do see 2 monuments stacked up. So I bet you we have a nice and tight base built around Ra's base here. And we just see him keep using Rain, keep using farms to get units out and just defend his core base, because you don't need to go to TC. Just by nature of the Pharaoh and the Priest, your economy is stronger than other civilizations, so you're happy to do it on 1 TC.
Definitely, and in this matchup, I'm curious to see which of the players is going to go for that second TC first. You would think it's going to be the Raw player, but if they choose so, they're going to look towards the center of the map, in my opinion, here, as they try to get some control over the middle engagement ground.
You know what I need
First
to look up, Jay?
is out.
I gotta look up if I can get the camera to just center on a unit. That would be so nice for situations like these. I think I gotta figure that one out.
Sphinx action! Can it be Valkyrie evade the Sphinx. And no, the kitty cat keeps attacking, but
I want them to fight so we can see what the tier list really is, but I think the Valkyrie coming out here with the bonus move speed is enough that it doesn't have to take this fight if it doesn't want to. But I like the Sphinx, you know, it is quite fast. It can keep up with Valkyrie
doesn't
for
that
quite a
tell
while.
you? That kind of tells you something, though. The fact that Valkyrie is one of the fastest early game units to get on the map gives it a lot of value. You can choose your fights, and you're the one who dictates it on the fights and the raids with the Valkyrie. Nothing's catching up to you.
Yeah, and that's why I think the Valkyrie is the best, but I think Sphinx is quite good. You can see denying any of that typical early Valkyrie harass on his base. I mean, this gold mine would have been pretty exposed. The rest of the villagers pretty safe, but that gold mine could have been hit, and denying it with the Sphinx basically. And now he's just guarding the other side. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. And something to note too is there's not a really good position for forest fire to be used on his backline villagers where he's gathering resources right now, unless he goes to the very back of the base, which would be a lot more risky than the initial targets that he's going to try to look to hit with the Valkyrie.
Yeah, and we do see relics picked up already. Heroes regeneration or count, so really nice relic if you're going to get out a lot of Herser, which I do expect you do as Thor. Second TC coming up already as well. Pretty quick second TC, and we do not see that response. Just happy on one TC with the economic advantages you get as Ra, plus the unique tech that you get through Sacred Cats. And already we do see going up through Sobek, so we're gonna get the Pet Sushos out. And I actually think that those laser gators pretty effective in these tight small bases where you can just keep them near the town center, and wherever the harass is, move them to that location. I think we've got a nice setup here.
Yeah, definitely. I will note, it is interesting to choose as the Sphinx is attacking these villagers, creating some idle time.
Gets one.
It is an interesting... Yeah, nice. It is interesting to see that the second town center was put to the the east side of the first TC instead of in the center of the map. It lets me think that Count is trying to play a little bit safer, secure some of these resources in a safer position. Oh, and great job blocking out the Sphinx with that build on that unit
nice.
to make sure it's trapped and killed. Really effective way to just... They sacrifice the resources, but hey, I'm taking out your early myth unit.
Yeah, that was really nice. More Sphinx coming out, so actually investing in a couple. I wonder if we do end up seeing any of the Sphinx upgrades. I don't know that it's worth it now that you've aged up at this point. Another thing to call out, Locust Swarm getting buffed, or just got buffed. So Locust Swarm doing a bit more damage. We'll have to see how much of an effect it has. Looks like the Rock's just scouting out here. Nothing crazy. Oh, Shifting Sands gonna come. Oh, it's the Locust Swarm. Sorry, not Shifting Sands, but I don't think we actually got any kills with that one.
Yeah, no kills, but he does draw some hit points down. If he had some units able to follow up with that Locust Storm, perhaps it would have been a very good use. But effectively just, you know, creating some more idle time. These units are going to be low. Without a Healing Spring or a Valkyrie to be able to go on top of them at the moment, they are in danger unless he is able to commit some healing towards them.
Yeah. And we do see, since we have the heroic age now, Camel Riders coming out, and I don't know that you have a great answer to this. I mean, the obvious answer is Herdman, right? But I don't know that you want to be stuck in a position where you're building mostly Herdman inside of your army. You know, you do want a bit more than that when you're playing Thor, but we'll have to see if he reacts appropriately, because that's going to be a lot of cavalry coming out, and I think he's going to combine the Sphinx as a pseudo-cavalry support unit, just like you typically see with the Valkyrie.
Yeah, definitely. And on the side of Count, you do see him stacking some golden food. It looks like he's about to follow up with his age up here very soon. And there we go. It just got pre-queued in.
Scotty.
He is taking scan. Yep. So we'll have him join him in age 3. But keep in mind that second TC is helping him get an economic advantage right now, where he's starting to get an economic lead.
Yeah, and I really like the base here, and even pulling the Valkyrie to heal up these dwarfs, but making that gold mine very secure. And I don't think any villagers will go down here. Camels get a couple little pokes, but nothing crazy. And yeah, I think this is really good right now. We've got really nice setup for Zen.
Yeah, definitely. Good little setup. Nice little attempt to attack down a villager. It would have been nice to see him drop 1 or 2. However, the fact that he is able to start massing some of these chariot archers into his main army is going to help him be able to get a more successful push if he so chooses. I would say at this point it's about time to look into that second TC, because you are at risk of getting severely outscaled. It's 41 to 29 on the villager counts right now, which is a little bit dangerous, even though you've had empowered gathering rates through the Egyptian kit.
And we see the Rock coming back through here, just maybe doing more scouting. I don't know that we have another God Power cast expected to be used. Locust still on cooldown. Maybe was looking for the Locust. You had the favor, but just not quite enough off cooldown. And actually hitting twice with that Locust, I could see that being quite effective, because it doesn't one-shot all the villagers, but if you use it twice, it pretty much does. We do see herdmen starting to come out.
Yeah, these units are attempting to challenge some of these cavalry the cavalry are trying to challenge some of these infantry that are being caught out of position. But effectively, that town center is going to block out anything major unless he does a full commit with these chariot archers. Doesn't look like he's planning to. Just trying to knock out one or two with some harass if he can.
Yeah, I'm gonna retreat back to the secure gold mine, and the camels won't be able to get in there, but if the chariot archers come by, you're basically fish in a barrel at that point. So pretty threatening move coming from Zen here. We do see, though, the villager lead is pretty significantly inside of CVC's hands right now. He has a pretty solid villager lead. I'm mostly worried about the army that's in his base currently.
Yeah, Laser Gator and Chariot Archers in the back line that seem like they have no answer or threat against them. They are going to run down this infantry from the Count. Oh, and Frost is cast directly onto that army to allow him to put down a hill fort in his base, prepping himself for when this Frost is uncast. Oh man, this feels really good on Count's part to be able to effectively answer this as soon as it goes off cooldown.
Yeah, nice Frost. Able to get, actually, he's investing in more Frost Giants to clean up this fight afterwards, and that hill fort is going to make a huge difference. Locust Swarm cast again, though, and this one is killing villagers. We got 3-4 that went down from that second Locust Swarm cast. It's actually even going to come out here and hit some of the units just a little bit, so a great recast on that God Power.
Great recast. Hillfort is back up as Frost is about to time out in about 10 more seconds. They're just getting their playful punches in right now while the cast is going on. Not doing any meaningful damage, but they're ready to take this battle. And I think that he thinks he can win this.
Looks like
they go out of their cooldown. The units retreat automatically, knowing that Hillfort's going to put them in a disadvantaged situation. Frost Giants moving up against the main line while the rest of the army recoups and going on to the cavalry, knocking down more and more camels. The Frost Giants are so tanky, running down these units, man, without feeling any punishment. It looks like you could have used some more priests in your army composition to be able to take some of these Frost Giants down. But the main mass now meets up against these units as these chariot archers get smacked.
Dude, he doesn't want to let it get away. He's chasing it to the ends of the earth here, but the priests
are here.
Finally, that Frost Giant's gonna go down. But you're right, man. Those things are tanky. Those chariot archers were tickling it.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're going against a player, a Norse player, it's investing into heavy myth, and you're in Egypt, if you don't have at least 5, 6, 7 priests, you're going to be punished like that constantly because your human soldiers are not going to be effective enough to take something as tanky as a Frost Giant down, let alone a Mountain Giant if it was an option in this game.
Yeah. Completely agree, and I might have to revisit the ranking of that unit because those seemed really strong there. I mean, we did have A tier, so it wasn't like we were joking about them, but we do see some of the unique tech coming in. So this one is actually for wood faster, so likely actually looking to build a pretty significant amount of Petsushos, I believe. I wish I could confirm the cost there really quick. I think Petsushos cost wood, is that correct? Maybe they're gold.
It might be gold, but regardless, this Valkyrie is going to get caught out. I wonder if these units are actually being transported by the rock. It would be kind of interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm interested about this upgrade. I mean, it's pretty nice to gather wood faster. I just don't know that you need a lot of wood. I mean, only 2 villagers on it, but maybe just looking for every econ boost that you can get.
Econ boost is low cost as well. Only a few favor and some wood to initially do it anyway, so not too bad. A good position to be in to just get that upgrade for it.
Yeah, Rock saving these units over here. Very nice, very nice. Oh, and Jay, do me a favor. Michael messaged me. I think we actually saw it pop up through Steam asking if we were going to look to play a game after this. I think we are going to look to play a game after this. I don't know if Michael's joined the Discord or not. But
we're gonna shout out Mike. And speaking of Discord, my friends, we have started casting our Discord games where we have members of the community submit a game and a thumbnail of their choice, and we post it onto the channel. Marco, one of the first members of our Discord, submitted a game. We casted it. It was a lot of fun. We talked about it in the Discord afterwards too. So if you are interested in doing that, you got to be in Discord. You got to be a part of the community. So make sure you do that if you're interested in being on the channel.
Honestly, it was a really fun game too. It's nice to like take a break from the very top of the ladder every once in a while. You know, the games are quite different, I feel like. Even if it's well above, 1,000 elo, the games are still quite different outside of the very top of the ladder.
Completely. And as we look back to the game, I see a lot of these fortresses, hill fortresses, coming up on this northeast side of the map, defending Count's position there as he moves a few units in to see what's going on. Laser Gators and Chariots are there to be able to apply a little bit of pressure to force it back, but the main army is going to run in directly towards those units, and that back line is going to get wiped out if it stands the way it does. Oh man, no. You got
really
caught out of position, Zen.
Really nice micro too. The Huskarl originally engaged on with the Axemen, but backing off from that position, waiting for the Axemen to go down from the Frost Giants, the Herser, and the Herdmen, saving those Huskarl, because now with these Chariot Archers that are coming back with the Rock, those Huskarl are going to be able to take care of those no problem.
Definitely, and now the majority of Count's army is now positioned around this second TC. They're moving in on it. He does have 2 Frost Giants to be able to help do some damage towards it if he decides to fully commit in. It seems like he's still dancing. Now he's fully committing in. If he's able to knock down this town center and then go against this production, it's going to set back Zen quite a bit. Zen does have a 3rd TC up in the northwest side of the map, though, to be able to counteract the loss of this one, but he will be down a town center.
Caught it just in time. Locust Swarm wiping out another wave of villagers, so actually getting a lot of use out of that. But we have a theme of the night in our games, Jay, because I'm seeing another Mythic Age, another Fimbulwinter coming out here soon. Is that going to be enough in this case to end the game?
Oh man, it would be very, very upsetting to see another Fimbulwinter. That they need to nerf that god power.
I'm gonna say it's made me feel really good about that ranking on our tier list for god powers, because a lot of people didn't think it belonged in S, but if it ends this game as well, I'm sticking to my guns on that S.
It might be the best god power in the game. Genuinely speaking, it's insane the value you get out of it. Chariot Archers are running away for some berserks. Very interesting to see that the game.
Villagers winning the fight though. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. These Chariot Archers can't do anything versus the Huskarl. Even if they have more numbers, these things, they've got so much pierce resistance, 68 pierce resistance. Can't do anything.
I wonder if Chariot Archers are an effective choice against this Norse composition, because they really don't seem to be doing enough against the Myth in the front line that the Norse are able to put up. And now a main army breaks the gate on the north side as he moves in that chunk to see if he can find any villagers or any economic areas. A raid is being conducted on the south side, and a gold mine is unprotected completely. These villagers are going to be caught out if he doesn't react quick enough.
He's just getting hit everywhere, and we've got about 10 seconds left now before that Fimbulwinter gets cast. So these villagers that think they're running to safety, we'll have to see if he gets it in time. We do see God Power cast here, another Forest Fire to do some damage. These villagers killing a ton of them.
Villagers destroyed. Oh my god, a Fimbulwinter. Fimbulwinter down as the villagers have nowhere to be safe right now. Wolves everywhere, forest fires everywhere. The gods are against the Egyptians in this game as the main mass follows through with those god powers, cleaning up villagers across the left-hand side. I don't know what Zen can do in any position here to be able to recoup any sense of normalcy. These wolves alone can be able to take out a town center, not to mention the whole mass that's there. The Chariot Archers are aiming to protect as many villagers as they can as the main mass is moving in against these buildings. And oh, it is a complete riot. The base is in shambles. The Count is showing why he is the general. Tactically, using these god powers and unit transitions to just completely take control of the game.
Yeah, and pretty impressive, honestly, from Zen's side, not making that a game-ending god power, although it might be that way anyways, because his base, both TCs managed to stay alive, but his base is in shambles. He doesn't have enough production buildings up right now. His army is only basically Chariot Archers with just a couple Axemen to support them, but that's it, and there's still units in his base. Even the villagers just fighting it out now because if they can't gather resources, they're not doing anything.
But what are you sending villagers into fighting frost giants, my man? This is insanity. Where's the priest being able to take care of what's wrong at home? If your base is not protected, you are not protected.
Yeah,
Soul Priest comes into the backline of the chariots. Let's see if they can take these giants down.
There he goes. There he's getting the priest club out. I was waiting for him to do it. And that giant's finally going to go down with the Axemen out here. I think this is the end of this push, but we don't even see what's coming behind us because, yeah, infrastructure coming up. The Fenris Wolfblood getting in. We'll see if that does any damage. Probably not, but we'll have to see. And now we do see CVC pushing pretty aggressively. The entire map is his. Just needs to find that hunt, really, and he's cut off his opponent completely if he can find that hunt.
Yeah, effectively, the entire north part of the map is underneath the control of CountVonCount. Even though he doesn't have any buildings built up there, he is pressuring him from all sides. Cavalry units are moving out, and then there go the units coming back up. Yeah, I mean, the control of the map and the flow of this game is in Count's favor completely. I don't know what Zen can do to answer this at this point.
Looks like he's looking for raids of his own, but we've got wall. Oh, actually, we've got a hole right in the front. Those villagers definitely going down. We'll see if this Michael Stronghold's going down. Got the Fenris Wolf Rod on it. Definitely doing a lot of damage. This Myth unit is making a huge difference in this fight. I mean, a bit tanky, I guess. There's only 2 priests on it, though, so it's probably going to survive there.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to survive. The stronghold does go down as the units go ahead and try to kill off anything else they can. The chariot archers do get a few villagers while we were watching that main engagement, but massive units from the north side go down to the south side to respond. They're now going to apply pressure directly onto that first initial TC as it will fall here soon, and the Count shows why he's the general. The strategy came through and just suffocated Zen in this game.
Yeah, it's an all-infantry army, too. It's just Berserk and Huskarl.
I don't think we saw any raiding cavalry.
Yeah, no cavalry coming through. I mean, a couple at the very beginning, but really not much. We had a couple Goaty over here just terrorizing this lumber camp for a couple minutes. But outside of that, it was just Berserk and just Huskarl. But Champion for both of them got a bunch of the army upgrades. We even see that the top level ones coming through in just a couple of minutes here. And really good game from Count. I like it. And it makes me wonder, honestly, about why we went for the Sphinx in this game. I'm a bit curious about that, because usually you do see it to be comboed with god powers later on, but at this point CVC made enough myth units that Eclipse would have worked better for him in the first place.
Definitely. And looking back to Zen's game, I mean, I don't think we saw one cast of Rain or Eclipse come out throughout this entire game, even though he had laser gators as well as Sphinx on the map multiple times to where he could have possibly harassed or maybe put the balance in his favor to take a win in one of these engages. I just feel like maybe Raw wasn't the pick he should have went for if he wasn't going to take advantage of those early god powers.
Yeah, I think I have to agree, but maybe you never know. And you are playing against one of the best here right now on one of his main champions, Odin, recently. So, I keep saying champions. We got to get out of this old terminology.
Yeah,
one of his main gods. So, you know, exciting to see that. I would be nervous to play against him on Odin in the tournament, so we'll have to see what happens there. Jay, any final thoughts before we close this one out?
I think, I'm just excited for the Underworld Showdown, and I'm curious to see if the Count can hype up his men glory like he took today.
All right. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video.